Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with part 10 of our beginner journal making series. Today we're going to be making our collage masterboard, which I've been talking about a little bit on the channel and in this series. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Full disclosure, I did do another video. It was so long and so convoluted that I had to scrap it. So I decided to go ahead and try it again. So I have some pieces to show you. This is what a masterboard could look like after we're done. So we've got a journal card. I can't replicate this because some of these pieces, some of these papers were very specific that I picked. The past. And then this one is really beautiful. I made a tag out of that. And then we've got this one. We made a skinnier tag out of that. And then this one, forget the rules. If you wear it, if you like it, wear it. Another a journal card or a tag. I'll probably make that one into a tag as well. And this is a large journal card. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make those. I just, because again, this is a beginner series. It came home from work and I just kind of jumped into the studio and I didn't really plan it very well and it ended up being just a mess. So we're going to do it again. That being said, I forgot to grab another 12 by 12 piece of paper, so I'll do that in a second, but let's talk about supplies. So we're going to be using a glue stick. I don't generally like glue sticks, but I do, I am okay friends with Scotch Create glue stick. So we're going to do that. And then I've got my white glue just in case we've got edges that are peeking up. I'm going to show you a technique where you can do the inking over the whole top of it, catching all the edges of your divided paper, as well as we might do some inking on one-off stuff. I've got some stitch stamps because I thought it would be fun to do some faux stamps on our project. And I did that on that. The vintage photo, let me just show you this. The vintage photo is kind of a weird color, but I like it. I don't want to put black because I think it would be too much. So we're going to be doing that. My stamping didn't come out very good because I didn't use a block. So we'll be using a block when we do it again, but I'm going to set those over there because we don't need them yet. I didn't do these little stamps on the first one, but I thought they would be a great addition. So as we go through the video, I'll be talking about different options that you have for kind of embellishing, not embellishing, but creating some interest in the base of your masterboard. Okay, I've got my tear ruler, fussy cut scissors. I don't think I'll need those, and then my big scissors. And so I'm going to set my mouse over there. And these are all the bits that are the little things that can go on the top. So that would be things like the label, the quote, there's a little rose on one of the pieces and things like that. So that's what this stack of stuff is. So I'm going to set that over there as well. And so I've got some similar paper. So I've got the polka dot paper. So I'm going to kind of sort these just so you can kind of see what we're looking at here. And then our pattern paper will go in a separate pile here. That's just a neutral. We've got some more polka dot paper. And then that. And then we've got a little bit of neutral there. That's all I had left of that beautiful paper. So because I used it on the other one. We've got some book page, more print, more of this. We'll be tearing this stuff down as we go. And oh, there's another piece. Okay, yay. That makes me happy. Okay, we've got a sample thing, which that can probably go over with the top stuff. Oh, there's a piece of that. This is a little thicker, so I don't know that I'll use it. And then this I pulled from my collage basket for when I do junk journal July and January, but that will be fun to add as well. And then this is the only kind of pink paper that I found that I thought would be a nice little addition to put on the page. And then I grabbed this as well. I thought that would be a nice neutral tone. Some more book page, some more neutral tone. Just showing you, this will make sense as we move along. I also have music paper. I don't think I'm going to use that. That was a specialty paper. Some more music, some more striped and polka dot paper, more. We're not going to use all this, but I like to have a lot of choices. And I didn't put this paper in the other one, but I think we'll use it in this one. I've got a lot here, but I wanted a bunch to choose from, okay? All right, tons of polka dot paper. And then we've got book page, music page, pages, and so on and so on. And this is all that, and then that's a little bit of neutral, okay? So I'm going to set that over there so we can kind of have these in a little bit less disarray than my last attempt. So it can get a little bit crazy here on the desk. So we've got book and music papers. We've got our kind of solid, not solids, but you know, interesting things here. So you're not going to be able to see everything, but I will show you as I go along. I do need to get the piece of 12 by 12 paper as well as a glue paper for our glue stick. So just give me a moment. Okay, so I have a piece of 12 by 12, just a white piece of scrapbook paper, which it looks like I'm going to have to move this stuff. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll just kind of move it off to this side, and I'll show you as I go along what I'm grabbing, and just stick that stuff together, and then we'll move this stuff because it's the little bits. I don't want it to get lost. Oh my goodness. And glue paper. I do not like working with glue sticks, guys. I do not like it, but it's the best way to teach you, in my opinion. So we've got our Scotch Create glue, so we'll just leave that there. So I like to start with my base of some neutrals and some book and music paper. So let's start there. Parts of this are going to be sped up because that was part of my problem before, is there's just not enough time to do all of it on camera. It just takes forever. So I'm going to start with some neutrals here. And I actually kind of like that as it is, okay? And actually, I think I'm going to try to use, let me just see if I can bring this over into view here, and then I'll just move it back out of the way. Okay? So I will come and talk to you when I feel like there's something important for me to add. Oh, what? Oh, I wanted that. Oh, okay, that's okay. So we're just going to get this nice and glued up. But I won't be talking constantly because that was part of the problem with the other video. I could not even shrink it down to a reasonable size video. So, okay, and if you end up with anything hanging over, that is okay. Don't worry about it. Part of my problem is I came home from work and I just did it out of the gate, and I didn't prepare because I was just feeling like I need to get a video up for the series, and I didn't really prep very well, and sometimes that is not a good thing. So I like this May song for some reason. It's kind of speaking to me, so we'll use it. I'm just going to set that there. We can use these bits as well, so I will hold on to them. And then we've got this paper. So let's break this down a little bit. And it's going to be hard for me to remember what I said in the other video that I'm not publishing to what I'm need to say now. But I do not like my stuff, my collage elements, to go diagonal at all. So you're not going to see me go like this. Okay? I don't like it. I feel like it makes my brain feel crazy, and so I'm not going to do that to you. And I don't know if any of you have watched any of my mixed media, but this is the kind of the way I do mixed media as well, is I kind of spread out the elements so that we've got the same tones and things spread out over the page. And that's kind of the theory that I'm following here. I don't mind if things are upside down generally. Upside down on this I'm not going to do, but I might go sideways. In fact, I think I'll go sideways with this one, kind of up here in the upper right hand corner. And then we'll put this one, maybe we'll just put this one in the middle. I don't like that even edge though. Let's rough that up a little bit more. Okay. Just like so. Actually, let's go kind of here. Okay, so there's our music paper. And then I like to come in with another different tone paper. So this is a vintage page from a Little Women book, which I'm going to try to retain some of that heading. So I think it's lovely. It's very, very old paper. So we'll do our best and just kind of break this up. I like to get kind of a neutral base down before I start putting any of the other colored paper. It just helps things, I think, to look a little bit more cohesive, and you get a good base where you're not, you don't have that white paper kind of staring at you, screaming at you, like, what are you going to do with me kind of thing, okay? So we need 3 pieces of this. So I generally work in 3s as well. That's kind of a theory in art. It's an art principle. So I'm going to kind of tear this reckless side off there. But the rule of thirds is just, the rule of thirds is a real thing in terms of composition, but it's also a real thing in terms of even numbers. So if you do something, you do 3, 5, 7, etc. It's just more pleasing. So we're going to go ahead and put that up. Actually, I think I want to put her right up in the corner. It's going to look like I'm going to be covering, I'm going to be doing a lot of layers. It's not going to look like I am doing a lot of layers. So I'm just kind of going off to the side. You guys aren't going to be able to see this because I don't want to get my glue on this area here. So let me glue these ones on and I will be right back. Okay, my husband turned on the heat and it's blowing into the room. So I'm going to take a moment and close the vent. Just a moment. I come home and turn on the air. He comes home and turns on the heat. Okay, so I want one more different kind of paper. So let's see what else we've got. We could come in with some of this. This I really want to use. I think this is so beautiful, but I'd like to keep it whole in this regard. So I think I'm going to put it right here. I just, for some reason, I really, really like it. We could go there. Okay. We'll work on some of this other paper while we're not sped up here a little bit. Actually, would it be better over here? Yeah, let's put it over here. Doesn't really matter, as you are going to be able to tell. And one thing I would say is that don't judge your masterboard as you go, because I didn't like the other one until I started cutting it up, which is a strange concept, isn't it? That you would like it more cut up. But it really is a true thing. So I'm trying to see if I want to put another piece of paper. I like this. I liked this this verse, the echo in the heart. And again, that kind of goes with where my heart is in doing this series. As you guys know, if you've been following, it was originally birthed out of my desire to create a journal for myself that I could use to document some things about my Emily. And I decided that I wasn't going to keep the journal. I'm going to be giving it away. So in case you're new, this journal will be given away. So you can head back to the series and see more of that. I think this paper would be really pretty just kind of here and there because it's very neutral and it's a good bridging paper. So we're going to introduce it as well, but let's start with this. So I'm going to glue this neutral paper down and I'll be back in a moment. this paper is tearing like crazy every time I touch it, so I am being more careful here. I took off an edge I did not want to take off, but it's looking good. It's looking good. Sorry for my squeaky chair. I did have my husband tighten it, but it did not fix the problem. Okay, so let's see. Do we want any more neutrals? I don't think so. So now what we can do is we can come in with some of this paper, some of our polka dots. I didn't yet kind of tear them down because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So let's do that. Let's get some of this stuff prepped. This is a tear ruler in case you haven't seen it before. It's from We Are Memory Keepers, and I love it. I don't always use it. Sometimes I forget I have it, but it's great. And so I didn't use the striped paper in the last one, and I thought it would be fun to introduce stripes in this one. So let's just get some of this torn up, the same kind of these tones, and then we'll get a little bit of the green as well. I don't tear them the same size because I don't want them to look uniform, right? Tear them up differently. You can tear by hand. You don't have to tear with a ruler. So I feel like that might be a good place to start. I'm going to grab one more pink. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to protect this area a little bit over here. I might put a little bit of a strip over here. Actually, I wonder if this would be kind of cool right there, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh, look at that. It's not quite tall enough though. That would be so neat. Just again, I'm going to show you how the way you lay these out, it makes it look like the image is interrupted, which I really love. So anyway, so we're still working on the open spaces though. So we do want to fill in some of this before we get too far down the road here. So let me glue some of these on, and I'm just going to turn the music on for you. Hopefully I can keep this from having to have too much of a sped up time by being a little bit more deliberate. Here I'm trying not to cover up that little woman part because I like that. I think this would be a great place for that right there. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 pink, and we've only got 1 green, so we're going to continue adding green here and there. This is going so much better than my other video. And I talk often on my channel about, you know, perfection is not at play in the studio. I don't I don't bring perfection to my table. I work really intuitively and freely, and I try not to get bogged down by expectations. But sometimes, especially if you're doing a tutorial, you can really send people away by being super, not messy, but chaotic. And I felt chaotic, and I don't want that for you guys. So I think I'm going to bring this one down here and bridge those 2 pages there. So that is a great start to our base. We will be adding more of this as well. I do want to reserve this. I want to go ahead and put this somewhere that I can make sure it's going to stay. So May song. So it needs to, so when we talk about cutting this down, we're going to be looking at this in sections. So maybe a tag, a journal card, a slim tag, journal card. So you have to think about not breaking up your word too much. So that's kind of where I'm at here. So I'm going to hold on to that because I'm not exactly sure and I don't want to ruin it. Okay. I also had this paper, but I'm not feeling like I want this paper after all. So I found this in my collage stuff. Another thing that we can add that's a nice tone is this. And I'm wondering if I've got more in this other stack. So let's look at some of the patterns now. So we've got this. This would be absolutely gorgeous in here. So we're going to use it. It's a little bit thicker paper than I would have liked, but we're going to make it work. Everything else here is printed on 20-pound paper, or might be 30-pound paper, 32-pound paper, but it's a lot lighter weight than what I typically work with. So we're just going to try to use this bow. We are going to use this bow. Okay. I don't want this to be super even, so I'm going to tear away from me and get a rugged edge there. And then I don't want that to be super straight either, or the top. Okay. Let's see where we can put this. So I feel like this would be very, very pretty up here. Just kind of taking up that space. Actually, it would be better against pink. So let's see if we can find a place for that. Maybe right here. That would be lovely. So some stuff is going to get covered over. So that's one of the things you have to tell yourself, is that you have to be willing to let go of the background in order to get to the surprise of cutting your collage up. I'm going to try to remember to take a photo. I did not on my other one, so that was kind of a bummer. I like this too. Didn't think I would like that part of it, but we're going to give this a little bit of a tear as well. And we're going to make 3 of this because, again, I like to work in 3s. It's not a science, it's just it's an art principle. And as a mixed media artist, as my primary passion, I do gain a lot of knowledge from that kind of thing. So where do we want that though? It kind of looks, well, that would be pretty there. Let's just do it. Let's not overthink it. So again, this is thicker paper than I would like, but it's not horrible, but it's not lightweight either. So we're just going to stick that there. Because you want your music paper to still show, you want your book page to still show, so you want to be a little bit strategic. And then let's put this one, that didn't stick down. It's thicker paper, so I may have to get the white glue in there. And then I need to put something else here before I put that down. So I've got a piece of this. So we could kind of introduce this in here as well. So I was saying in the other video, I'm trying to remember what I was talking about in there that I chose to scrap that video. I'm thinking about coming back with another ephemera tutorial on doing some paper clips, some masked, as in M-A-S-K-E-D, paper clips and altered paper clips. So in case you're new and that's of interest to you, I want to be sure that I offer that. And I feel like now that I put that one in, we need to put some somewhere else. So this isn't the exact same paper, but it's the same kind of tone and kind of design and aesthetic. Having a trouble talking, clearly. So let's just get a little bit of this on here as well. Oh, that's really, really cool right there, or I think it's too big, so let's tear it down. Okay, glue's falling all over the place. Some of this was just from my scrap basket as well. So, again, you don't want to cover up everything. So I'm trying to be strategic again. That's a good place for that right there. Oh, but I don't want to lose the echo. So that's another thing. If you do get attached to something, you can try to preserve it by just doing that. Okay. There's nothing wrong with trying to preserve something that you really fell in love with, but just be mindful that you could still end up losing it. Okay. Oh my goodness, glue. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3. So where should we put this one? I kind of like that little flower. Isn't that pretty? Can kind of bridge this a little bit. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's not overthink it. Okay, so that's good on the neutral. So let's go in with some patterns now. The patterns are so much fun. I didn't think I had enough of this set out for the other one either, and I felt a little frustrated by that. I did use this image in the other one, so I want to use it. This is actually the image we used on the cover, so I feel like it has a place in this project. So, what? Let me just tear it there, just on the side of that door. So I'm going to tear this down and think about where I want to put it, and then we'll talk again in a moment. I love pink roses, you guys. I have to tell you, I just had these things popping up on my computer. I guess because I've been searching pink roses on things on my computer, and so I've been bumping into a bunch of writing that I did for Emily years ago, and it's just been kind of not shocking but surprising in a good way, and and I always associated roses with her, so it's pink roses. So anyways, so then when you're starting to put these down, you do want to kind of think about, like, what do they look good next to, right? I mean, does it look good next to that? Not really. That's taking away from it. So we'll figure out something else to do there. But this is a favorite image, so I want to be very deliberate. I'm actually not liking this paper at all. I wish I had not chosen it. And my risk of going in the middle is I might lose part of that, okay? But we might have to just do it. So let's see. Oh, I just do not like this paper. I wonder if I can pull it up. Yeah, we're going to pull it up. We can always cover it up. Okay. Just not liking that at all. So we will fix it. So everything's going to get covered up anyway. So we're just going to take up this paper. I don't know why I picked it. It's just a little bit too bold for this project. So see how we can kind of pull that up, and that's because we used glue stick. Okay, and that was it. So these ones I feel okay about. It's just the other ones were way too bold. So see how much different that looks now, being able to be down here on that pink. I think that's a good spot for that. So let's glue her down. So the other thing I've learned over time is that you can make your project your own, and part of making it your own is being open to accepting, like, you get to drive the boat, so to speak, or drive the car, drive the process, but you also get to be in charge of how you perceive what you're doing, and kind of, I don't know, it's a tweaking of your mind and like how you think about things that changes when you let your creative self go and you just let things be what they're going to be. Okay, I'm not liking this area down here either, so we're going to have to do something there. Maybe the pink roses. I think this paper is not doing it for me either, because again, it feels really bold. So let's go ahead and pull that up as well. This was not what I expected, guys. I'm so sorry. So we're going to make it work. So this is another way that I can show you how you can fix your mistakes, fix the things you don't like, and just go on. You could also be just as happy leaving it, but I know when I can do that and when I can't, and this is one of those times when I just feel like I cannot do that. Okay, so I'm going to work on putting some more papers down, and I will be right back. I'm fussing a lot with this, guys, because I'm just not liking it. I don't know what is not pleasing to me, but we will break that up in a moment. So, and I'm trying to keep like things away from each other because you don't want things to be kind of all in one place. So I think I want these roses up here, but I don't want that cut out. I don't want that lost. Oh, the quandary of the quandary. So I'm going to try to trim this down a little bit more. I did not plan to be tearing stuff off of here, guys. That was not part of the deal. But I'm not liking it against that. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. I really kind of like that pushed back door. Let's try that. Let's try that. Try. I want that echo of the heart, though. That's my problem. I actually like this better than that other paper. Look at that. So we can do that. We get to make our own rules, right? So we're going to do it. So this is improvisation, guys. You can do it. And what I was saying earlier is just don't beat yourself up about it. The process is as important, if not more important, than the product, okay? So now I've got this over here I need to deal with, but we will cover that with something because I want to make sure I see that heart echo. Overthinking it, guys. Ugh. I maybe should have waited, but you know, the show must go on, right? Oh, look at this one. Shall we put that on there? Yeah, see, this paper's not doing it for me either. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull that up, though. Echo of the heart. I love that, though. Look at that. So pretty. We could put another strip of paper there. I think I'll do that. I don't want that straight edge, though. I'm going to show you how you can ink this and make it look really cool once everything is glued down. Without individually inking around your pieces, you can do it with a brush, a makeup brush. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that right there, and it's just kind of meet the one below it. Okay, like that. And then I want to put something here because I'm not liking that. Oh, da-da-da-da-da-da. What are we doing? I wonder if we can just put a piece of music page there. This is another thing that you can do that can be really interesting and fun, is just kind of mask, like again, you're interrupting that image. So see how I'm interrupting that image? And it's tying in another bit of tone of paper, which I think I'm happy with. So we're going to go with it. I'm going to be getting glue all over my glass mat. Okay, so I'm just going to slide that up there. I don't want it to be too, I don't want it to cover it too much, but oh, that's wonderful. Let me show you what that looks like by cutting that off so you can see it. I thought I had this all planned out on round 2. Clearly not. You know, as much as these images touch me, and there's a reason why I purchased them and why I wanted to work with them, there's elements of it that I don't like. And I think that's what I'm bumping into here. I love that, though. I love that. That's perfect. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm going to speed this up just so we can keep the video rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. So again, you can probably see that I'm fiddling a lot, and you can get kind of in trouble doing that, which I'm finding myself in. So I had to remind myself that when I cut this up, it's going to look a lot different. So I'm just struggling with my pieces, I'm struggling with the placement, and I need to let go and just go with it. So I'm actually going to just do that. So we're going to start putting on some finishing touches here. So I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to put Maison right here. I've got a hole there, so I don't know. I kind of like that there, so I think I'm going to bring that up there. And I'm just going to pick this up because my other stuff was kind of crooked as well. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I feel like we need something more here. My struggle is I just don't have anything that's like speaking to me. That's not samey next to something that's already a dress. It's already a something. So this one will work right there though, to break up those polka dots. Okay, break up the polka dots, Cara-Renee. Break them up. There we go. That's better. Okay, so let's see what else we've got over here. I'm on the struggle bus. Okay, I think we might be good to go on, but I wonder if we could cut some circles too. Let me just find my punch. This is pretty thin paper. My punches don't generally like this thin paper, but we're going to give it a try. So I'm just finding a circle punch here, and we're just going to grab some of this stuff here. I can just cut a circle here. Okay, let's do that. And then let's find another one that would be pretty as a circle. The other thing I didn't like about the kit is all the rose arrangements are the same. What? Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Come on. It's not broken, it just gets stuck because something's in there. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, well we're done using that punch. That was short and sweet. Let's try this one. I don't even remember what I was saying. What a mess. Sometimes things are a mess. Shall we get one of these little dresses with the bear? Why not? Try it. Okay. We got to finish up here, folksies. So that would be kind of cute somewhere. Like right there. I haven't done a master board in a while. I wonder if that's why I'm struggling a little bit as well. No excuse, but just trying to understand why this is difficult for me when it's usually really intuitive. It started out really intuitive. I think it's in part the papers, as I mentioned. So we're gonna kind of come down here, maybe over here. Yep, like that. Just filling in some of those places, breaking up that background paper. And this rose, where can we put the rose? Oh, she would be really pretty, right? Except we're right next to a rose, so. And again, that's the problem. There's so many roses in this, but they're all the same. So it's not like you can do much different with them. So that's kind of been a frustration for me. So I think we're going to call that good. We've got a bunch of bits on this edge that are fragile. So I'm going to just put a bit of glue in there. And then we're going to start with we're going to do our other pieces. I'm debating on if I want to Oh, we got another rose. I don't think I'm going to use this one. What was I going to say? I wonder if it would be cool to do some of the dots too. I think that would be really cool right there. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? It will be pretty, I promise, no matter what we end up doing. We've got this torn bit there, so we need to make sure that we cover that. So I'm going to reach over here and grab all the little bits that we had talked about. So I'm just going to scooch that over, and I'm going to look for some bigger elements to fill some spaces. And because I've got these little cards as well. And this was just a scrap. Oh, I've got the little dress. I forgot about the little dress. There's a lot of dresses on here, but that's the perfect spot for, oh, right there. Make it look three-dimensional. Yay, let's do it. So I'm going to put on some of these elements, and I'm just going to turn the music on, guys, because this, again, is getting to be long-ish, and I don't want to keep you forever and a day, so I'm just going to place that little dress right there. I did decide I need to invest in more labels. I don't have a ton of shabby chic labels that I could kind of mix up in this project, so that's been a little bit of a challenge as well. So they're going to put the last pieces on here, and I'm going to show you how we ink it, okay? I'm actually going to put this right here. I think it's a great bridge right there. And I'm just going to hold this up just to make sure it's sort of straight. I've got words I can go by there. Okay, and we're going to put another couple words on here, and then I'll show you how we ink it up, and then we'll come back in the next video and we'll cut it up. And sometimes you can add more little bits of ephemera and things to it to, you know, make it feel complete. But this part always feels like a little bit like the icing on the cake, putting these bits on. But you can kind of bridge things like that by just putting a label there, which I think that is perfect there. So I've got lots of labels, thankfully. And I've also got words and quotes. So pretty girl, let's do that. I'm going to put on some words here. And so I'm going to just speed up that bit for you as well, just to, again, keep the video at a manageable size. And also spreading out your colors is really useful. So I've got some pink down here. It's not straight. And so I would want to bring some pink up here as well, just to kind of even it out. Like right there would be perfect. And I love French. I don't know if I mentioned that in this video or if it was in the other video. But French is my happy place. I love the French language. I love seeing it in words, even if I can't make it out, you know, I can't understand it all. I can make some of it out, and I love this green. I think this green is a great complement as well. In fact, right there, isn't that funny how that happens? Just kind of floated my hand over there and boom, it's going to go right there. Okay, so some of this is going to be kind of bare. You can't fill in everything, so I've got a couple more labels. 29-cent label. figure out where we would like that if we want it. Oops. Where do we want it? Yeah, let's put it right there. Why not? Okay, I feel like we need something up here. Maybe some pink word up there. So I like the postage one too, so we'll do that. And then we're gonna ink this up, and then I'm going to bid you adieu and come back with part 2, where we will again cut it up. And I'll make sure I take photos before we do that. And yeah. Okay, so I feel like this needs to go up here, but where I feel like this May song is making it feel out of place. We could put it right there because I don't like that gap that's right there. So just put that label right there. And is there anything we could put up there? May song, did you know my birth? Maybe that's why I was drawn to that. May is my birth month. I will be 60 on May the 10th. And so, yeah, I think this needs to go up there somewhere. Up somewhere. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. I'm liking it now. I'm neglecting this bottom area though, so that's a problem. So we'll have to put something down there, but I think I'm going to put this right here to bridge that hole because I'm not liking that. Okay. We got a little bit of white there, but we're going to fill that in with some ink in a moment. Oh, we've got a little dress. I didn't even see this. Let me show you. This is one of the labels that came in the kit. I don't know what it's supposed to be because I'm not really good at that, but I like the shape of it. So let's ink this, and we're going to call this good because we got to get going. Got to get going. Okay, so where do we want this little label? Oh, that would be really pretty right there. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, and let me show you my inking technique. I do have to let this kind of set for a moment. Let me just move some things out of the way. Let's just take a last look. I feel like I need another green label, but not this one because we already have that word. How about dance? Because again, I like to work in threes. I like to spread the color out. So we've got 1, 2, 3 pink. We've got 2 green. So let's go ahead and just finish this off with 3. I'll be able to cut a lot of this down, so I need to chill. I need to chillax. How about we go... There's too much going on down there. We could go up... Oh, there's too much. So you don't want to make it too busy because that can be problematic as well. I think it would be okay here, but we need one more. So we'll use Miracle, and I'm going to need to put it over here. I'm going to play around and maybe set it on its side. Play on the wild side. Tip our words. A little word tipping because we can go in like... Even down here would be fine, but yeah, we're just going to plop it down there. Not going to think about it too much longer. Okay, so there's that. So I don't use my regular inker when I do this technique. I don't use this. I use my makeup brush, and I'm hoping that everything is set enough so we don't move it. It's the white glue, so it should be set pretty good. Okay, so you're just going to ink this up. Okay, and we're just going to start down here. It's going to dingy it up a little bit. It's going to grunge it up and make it look a little bit more aged. I'm just watching carefully to make sure that nothing that I glued down recently is moving, okay, because we don't want that. So any of that kind of stark white tones is going to get pushed back with this ink, and it's catching on all of the edges of our paper where it's touching other paper, overlapping. Sometimes you have to kind of go against the paper, against the edge. But that's really going to help with the circles primarily, because those, I should have probably inked them up separately, but I did not. So sorry guys, my camera stopped and I was not looking at it, so I don't know what we missed. So if it cut out, I just am using my ink over the whole surface, and it's highlighting all of the edges of our papers and making them look a little bit on the shabby side. So sorry about that. Sometimes it just, and it wasn't like it was at the hour point or anything, you know, logical. It just sometimes just stops my webcam. I don't understand why that happens. So, but anyway, this is just helping to create a little bit of grunge around the whole masterboard. And it's also putting a little bit of ink on all the edges of the paper. And I'm going to hold this up and let you see it in a second. Okay, more down here. And then let me just trim off this little bit because it's throwing me. I have that little bit of paper hanging over. So this is what she looks like when she's inked up. So you can see it especially like here where we had that torn paper. And then you can see it up here, and everywhere there's an edge to the paper, it's highlighted that. So that is it for today, guys. We will cut this up in the next video. And thank you guys for your patience and hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.